Hey guys, this is my first episode of Pip Makes Assets, which is my new series where I make assets that you recommend me to make. If you want to recommend your own assets, then the form in the description, you can recommend assets for me to make. The first one is Vasey by Dan, so I'm going to make that. Yeah. The first thing I worked on was the base of the vase, which I didn't actually have too many issues with. The only issue I had was the angle of the shading, which I eventually figured out, so whatever. Here you can see me completely struggling with the main shape of the vase. This took so many tries. And around the end there, I tried to do like a little closer to the reference image on the right, but I decided to stick closer to the original. Despite the amount of time it took, the shading wasn't actually very difficult. It just took a lot of time to figure out the correct thickness to put the shine on. I also ended up changing the color of the shine because I felt like it was a bit too bright, even though the vase is much more reflective than most things, which is why I made it that bright in the first place. Flowers are normally one of my favorite things to work on. I'd say personally, if there is not too many petals, like here there was only 6 petals, try to make every petal, or at least most petals, different shapes. If you don't, it will end up looking really repetitive. And it's done. Wasn't anything majorly complicated, but the shape of the vase was much harder than I expected it to be. Although I do think it turned out well. Okay, on to the next one. This asset was actually a lot easier than the vase, which I didn't expect it to be when going in. Really, it was a lot simpler. There wasn't as much detail in a helmet than a vase, although the shape was actually harder. Everything else was much simpler though. And I'm done. Again, that one was actually a lot easier to make than the base, which again, I did not expect. The shape was extremely complicated, which is why I did expect it to be harder, but other than that, everything else about the asset didn't need a lot of detail. One thing I will say is I feel like I should have used a smaller line size on the limbs and eyes. But other than that, I'm really happy with this, especially for under half an hour, which is the first time I've gone under half an hour in an asset for a while. Those are all the assets that I made for this episode of PMA Assets. If you want to recommend your own characters for me to make, then the form in the description is still there, like I said at the start of the video, which I recorded like 5 seconds ago because I forgot to. I don't actually know how to end this video. Hey, can you subscribe please? I put a lot of work into this.